Welcome to the UDP Broadcast, a podcast where a group of friends get together and discuss and offer both informed and uninformed opinions on gaming-related topics. I'm your
Very
host,
uninformed.
Luminary. Oh, I'm very uninformed. You have no idea. I spent all day being uninformed. I'm Luminary.
Somewhere.
Yes.
Sorry.
Derailed already. 2 minutes in.
All right. Well, there's Amy.
Hi, how's it going? I have angry barcode noises for people.
No.
Yes.
From the Emerald Dream,
Yes.
Reina the Crit Chicken.
No. Hello.
We got three new folks here tonight. We've got BombRedeemer from the channel BombRedeemer and Club Redeemer.
Say hi.
Well, he's not really new, but
Returning.
Returning guest.
returning, yes.
That's fine.
Returning from the fields of somewhere.
The
Yep.
bombs. The field of bombs.
We
Oh
also,
no. Are those called landmines?
No, those are called flowers.
Jesus Christ.
Coming from the
They're
far
called
reaches of
pee-pee
space, we have our quadocular kitty, Nito.
Hello.
Pee pee poo pooed in my litter box beforehand.
Nice.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And the druid tree you see at the bottom is William the All Right.
Because he's kind of all right.
It's not a druid tree. It's the tree of Gondor.
Oh,
Actually.
I'm gonna do it. Actually for my first introduction.
Tonight we're talking about subtlety, traps, and simulators. Coming back to Atomic Heart, Dota 2, and an interesting developer spoof that was released not too long ago. So sit back, enjoy the conversation, enjoy the show. Don't forget to join the Discord. Links down in the About section. So, we have our resident handsome fella here. And
Oh, me?
well, yes, that's one of them.
Lol.
But,
I mean, sure.
Oh, yeah, there's other people here. My bad.
No, it's okay. I don't count. Trust me.
so Atomic Heart. Last time we talked about this was last episode where Mick Gordon donated all of his proceeds for scoring the music for Atomic Heart to the Australian Red Cross for humanitarian efforts for Ukraine, which is fantastic. But since then, the studio has actually come under fire for not being
For everything.
Yeah, for everything. I'm gonna go ahead and let Amy roll this one up here at the start, and we'll pitch
my
in.
God.
Oh, yeah, well, you're good at talking
All right,
about that
so
stuff. You're a rep, man.
yeah.
You're our NAFO rep.
Oh Jesus, that's a terrible idea. Why would you do such things? So I tweeted out earlier today something that I thought was funny, and so far only a few people thought it was funny. Mundfish is the developer of Atomic Heart. Back in January 16th of this year, of 2023, in case you're watching in the future. This was centuries ago when we still poked people with sharp sticks. They put out a statement saying, guys, we have noticed the questions surrounding where we at Mundfish stand. We want to assure you that Mundfish is a developer and studio with a global team focused on focused on an innovative game and is undeniably a pro-peace organization against violence against people. However, it goes on to say absolutely nothing with a nothing burger. And these are the same people that in their game Atomic Heart, they have a robot that is modeled off after a Ukrainian politician who is currently in parliament, and the robots in that game are sex slaves that you can rape and fuck whenever you want. Did we pass 30 seconds already? I think YouTube can't get mad now.
We're beyond that. Check this out. Like, to save your game, you actually have to have sex with Nora the fridge. Like, it's crazy. So
Yeah. So a fridge sexually assaults you and sexually harasses you to save your game. You can eat a food called swine meat that is in a can you can find in the game that is got a nice little label. It's got a pig on the cover of the label. The top half of the can label is blue. The bottom half is yellow. Oh, right. Those are the Ukrainian flag colors. And oh, right. Swine is a Russian slur for Ukrainians. Right. So, of course, they're all about pro peace and against violence, except they're calling Ukrainians swine. Right. That's like running around making Jewish slurs or black slurs and saying, "Oh no, I'm totally pro whatever you want." They also have a poster in there of the Donetsk region that's been occupied since 2014, uh, and it's a pro-Putin occupation poster. The fuck?
Yeah, apparently they just released that game on Steam 5 days ago,
Yeah.
and it's already one of the top sellers now, which is kind of
It's
cringe.
very cringe, and a lot of people don't realize that by supporting Putin, they're actually supporting communism. And this is what
Like
the Cold
actual
War was.
communism.
Well, I mean, communism
No,
never
no.
works, but
People
yeah.
throw those words around, but this is actual communism.
Yeah. To entirely rip off one of Will and I's friends who posted this in Discord I manage.
Oh yeah.
He said this today, and it was fucking amazing because he's been doing this to Americans who are pro-Putin. Un-American damn liberal hippies not wanting to support a Ukraine democracy against an ex-Soviet KGB communist dictator. You make the sacrifices of the Cold War for nothing. Like, by supporting Putin, you're supporting a yeah. You're supporting a commie dictator, former KGB spy. Like, go fuck your hat. And on top of that, to make things even worse, because can't just have a sex slave robot and meat that's conveniently wrapped in a Ukrainian flag. You have the sexual assault fridge. You have the whole thing basically being a alternate 1955 version of reality. But one of the posters in the game is of a recent photo of the Russian military. I think it's only like 3 years old. Like, tell me you're pro peace when you're throwing in all this occupational propaganda bullshit. Fuck your hat and go play in traffic.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion going around on Twitter about the similarities. But the one you can't ignore is a stupid drone.
Yeah, so that drone, oh my fucking god. That drone is carrying a geranium plant in the game. That sounds all fine and great. It's flying around, it delivers flowers. Woo, great fun. Except the problem is the geranium or the drone that's carrying the geranium is called geranium, and the Ukrainian spelling of that or the Russian spelling of that is the exact same word that's on the side of the drones that Iran is supplying Russia to drop bombs and shit on Ukrainian positions. So you have more pro-Putin, pro-war messaging by having the Geranium 2, which is the actual name of the drone being shipped by Iran, in the game dropping flowers as an analog to dropping bombs and explosives. But don't worry, they're pro-peace.
Yeah, peace and love, guys. Peace and love.
I wonder if I should bring up what my company is doing to actually help support Ukrainians.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So for over a year now, they've been helping displaced millions of families and also hundreds of schools that were damaged or destroyed. They actually, for Ukrainians, they are helping them further their education with free certifications of 12-week programs into actually breaking into the IT field. Let's see, they got resettled with free delivery for essential products. Let's see, 200,000 hygiene kits for the refugees. Helped them escape the war by helping them flee. They check the medical supplies. They've been donating to the refugees as well. I mean, it's been going on. We've actually opened up also warehouses to actually help people get back into the workplace too. So, and also free legal resources on top of everything else.
That's very good.
That's
So
fantastic.
I'm going to pose this, and I'm kind of taking the opposite side of this just for the sake of doing so. Not saying that they're not crap people, because they did work in this game since 2017, since before this conflict even arose.
But they've been Ukraine's been occupied since 2014, so keep this in mind.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. So there's a lot of things going on. I mean, let's just take it into account that perhaps maybe the developers just wanted to make a game. They got their money, however they got it, because they still got to feed themselves and whatnot. I think back when No Man's Sky was being developed, I think the developers said that it wasn't No Man's Sky. Maybe it was Magica, one of the two, where they said that they actually survived on the morning dew that fell in the morning after working long hours coding, and it was weird. So yeah.
It's an awkward hill to die on.
Yeah, yeah. They were like, we worked so hard on this. We had to eat dew. Like, we don't care. We want the game to be good. Anyway, the let's just say they are Russian developers, and they are in Russia, mind you. Atomic Heart is published by Focus Entertainment, which is a French company. Okay, so we got the French distributing this for this Russian developer. They are also in Russia, and if we know anything about Russia right now, is that they are not exactly the most unoppressed folks, and speaking out against the government could potentially be self-harm, pretty much. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So while I think, honestly, if you take a look at that message, it almost sounds like, no, like, it's not cool, but we can't outright say it, but people kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and they're like, man, we did all we could to save ourselves. And I that's what I would like to think. Nobody knows the story except for them, of course, right?
Yeah,
But
I was kind of waiting for.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say what you said. The whole, the whoever ran the account, if they did just come out and say that, big likelihood that they would have been offed. Because it's happened multiple times to other just government or random people who have spoken out against Putin or the government in general. So it's like their life in general is at stake if they say anything.
No, that's just it too. Like, I totally understand the stance of, like, you've got to speak out, you've got to do whatever, but like here in the Americas, where we're nice and fat and comfy, and that's clear the fuck over the pond, it's easiest for us to go, yeah, just say no, and they're like,
It comes with consequence.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's kind of like with the band Little Big. They opposed the whole thing that's going on right now. Even in one of their recent videos, they're like totally opposing it, the not wanting any war and stuff like that. So because they wanted to speak out, they ended up moving to Los Angeles. So I mean, not everybody has that freedom to uproot their family and get out.
Yeah.
This took a sad turn. Let's move on to some of the other things with the game.
Sorry.
We were talking about subtlety, right?
Yeah,
This was
yeah,
supposed to be
Well,
subtle.
I've kind of been hit like a truck because
Sorry.
no, not you. It's the whole sexual assault of the robots thing.
Yeah,
I-
fucking hate that.
I
It's
actually
weird.
had no idea. So when you just started talking about it, that's why I've been quiet mostly, is because I wasn't aware of that, and it's just fine. But it's still, it was just, why would you put that in a?
So unfortunately,
sorry.
no, you don't be sorry, because unfortunately in Russia there is a lot of issues societally with sexual assault. Like, it is the norm, when obviously it should not be the norm, but it is a very, very much a cultural thing where women are very much objectified, and the rates of conviction for sexual assault and sexual violence are very, very low. So it's normalized as part of society. So it's easier to throw it into a video game, because it's sort of like, oh, well, this is just how we do things here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying it's right. I obviously hate that. But that's exactly, like, that's pretty much what's going on. And likely how that got in there. Like they just don't realize that that's not acceptable anywhere else because it's such a prevalent societal thing,
Yeah.
I don't
which
know.
is
I
disturbing.
felt that they don't know, mostly with everything else that they've put in.
It's like
True.
the racism thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it's so normal for them to do it that they
Yeah,
don't realize that
that
it's
was in the
not.
news too. Apparently, in the same room with the Save Your Game fridge, you can sit down and watch a popular World War II cartoon that is just treasured by the Russian people. I forgot the name of it right now, but
It's
one of
like
the
they're Tom
episodes,
and Jerry.
yeah, pretty much, or like yeah, like the Tom and Jerry. Like before, it was censored, and they had to put warnings in the front that said this came from a time where this
Or the
was
really old Disney Mickey Mouse animations.
right. Everybody's taking good care of doing that. Apparently, they depicted a African American person, um, or an African person, not necessarily African American. It's very specific.
Right.
Um, Throwing a spear or something like that. It was something very broad, and like the world came down on them for having that. They did apologize for that, which is what that apology was for that I linked you, Amy. So that happened. Um, Now, some of the similarities that I saw, like I'm totally in agreement of the canned swine. I'm also in agreement of the germanium drone. Now, is it coincidence that a robot with the hairstyle of the leader of one of the political parties in Ukraine was modeled for these particular robots? Didn't Princess Leia have the same hairstyle at one of the ceremonies?
No.
No? 'Cause I know she's
No.
famous for like the Leia buns.
I think that's the Amidala that you're talking about,
Oh, is it Amidala? I forget.
Let me look
or
this
something
up.
similar.
Right. And I think that's also a common hairstyle in Norway, potentially. So I like that one's kind of out there. That's kind of a grab for me. But is it outside of the realm of possibility? No.
It's still pretty much bullshit, though.
Pretty much. So Atomic Heart had Russian investors. What was that name? Pull up my notes. Nope, that's the Dota. According to me, see here, funded by Russian enterprises, it was Jim Capital and Gaijin, I believe is what it was. Wasn't it, Amy?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember? Well, good thing I took notes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. So that being said, so if it's being funded by Russian corporations, everything just kind of just gets filtered back. The publisher in France, and this is on top of like all of their internal distribution sites because I don't know, we've sanctioned the crap out of Russia all over the world.
You say Gaijin, right?
I
Like
believe so.
the company that makes War Thunder.
I think it's Gaijin, something like that.
Yeah. So it's weird because as far as I was aware, they were trying to distance themselves because they've got their headquarters in Hungary and a bunch of other stuff.
That could be a possibility. But Jim Capital is Russian for sure.
Right.
So, and mind you, the big fear right here is using this game to help Putin fund his war because of the Putin ties. So again, it also comes back down to can they really talk about being anti-Putin when they're being backed by Putin allies? So it gets very sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game just needs to not exist.
Yep. This is also on top of the Ukrainian. What was it? It was Alex Bornyakov, the Ukrainian's deputy minister of digital transformation, is also talking about you should probably take care when playing that game because there could be, or it has toxic data collection practices too. So you playing the game,
That's full.
yeah, you playing the game could potentially. Inadvertently send information to Russia about you and your person and the infrastructure of the U.S., et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's part of the reason why it was in the news as well, because they're looking to completely ban sales by appealing to Microsoft, Sony, and Valve to, hey, don't sell this, or at least slow it down because this is pretty bad. And this is pointing out all the things we just talked about.
The game is just completely in poor taste with timing and everything.
Yeah, they probably should have sat on that for a bit. I mean, mind you, I'm sure they wanted a return on an investment, and if it's Putin backed, then chances are it's another revenue stream.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. If you could just like stop existing, that'd be great. Okay.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, full swing COVID, there was talk of him like he looked like crap, like half his body was limp, like he
Oh
was
yeah, he was
sitting down.
shaking like a leaf and everything. It was great.
Oh yeah, no, like he looked like he was about to go down, right? But I think that's changed now. Either that, or they've replaced him with a clone or a lookalike, one of the two.
Probably look alike.
No, it
Probably
was
was
like,
still bad health, but not terrible.
oh, I thought they replaced him with a sex robot.
I think so. I think it was a sex slave robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry.
God.
In
More
before
adjectives I don't want to hear.
Bridge.
Beep boop. Yeah, no, there's like a lot of robot tentacle stuff going on. So I know that the pre-patch podcast last night, because they had to delay their stuff. Agent Scruffy actually went through and played it, and he says it's alright. It's about it. He was hoping it was a silent protagonist. It's not.
The dialogue is terrible.
Yes,
The dialogue is absolutely horrendous.
but other than that, the gameplay is spot on. It's just a shame that it's another game that I'm just not going to play due to its ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like not supporting dictators.
Yes, nobody should support the penis potato.
I like supporting
Yes.
fried taters. I mean,
And potato chips.
Fried taters.
tater chips. There we go.
Tater tots.
Tater
Fried
Tater
tot.
tot. My sweet boy.
Oh yes, poor tater tot.
Oh my god, yeah.
I am missing something here.
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah,
in the
you
loop
are.
on this one. What's going on?
He's
Oh,
a,
Something
he's a
we all
handsome boy.
watched.
Warhams.
Yes. Most of us all
Zoran.
came from a server dedicated to Warhams, which is the nickname for Warhammer 40k.
Ah,
But
Yeah, it was the
Warhams
RPG we were doing.
specifically was a Zoran, Alpha Busa, thingy.
Snaker, or Speaker
D.
D.
Snaker?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else. Speaker D, Hulky Crow.
Arundel, and
Arundel, yeah.
On-Call GM.
Yep.
That one.
Yes.
It was something we all spent a lot of time on and we all got invested with.
That's where
Yes.
this little guy, this little cat's from. Not from that, but
That
from it.
era.
Yeah, that era.
It's
'Cause there was like a
era.
little role play type thing going on there, and I was like, I need a placeholder character. Been like 3 years. He's not a
Whoa.
placeholder character.
what happened? Why did everything go crazy? I don't know if you're seeing the stream right now, but weird stuff's happening.
Oh, looks like Cloudflare is angry at you.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
gee.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to do about that.
Just
Maybe I reload. Let's find out. Ooh,
Maybe
Yeah,
what did you
maybe you
do?
should try that.
maybe I should try that.
Have you
Let's
tr-
see. Whew.
Have you tried turning it off and on again,
Well,
sir?
that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to refresh Will, maybe. Let's see here. Boop. Does it allow me to refresh? No, it says error code 251. Web server is down. That's weird.
But
Did I break Discord reactive images with this podcast? What the hell's going on?
that would not surprise me.
Yeah, well. So let's see here. Maybe I can change out of it. Let's go to the title, or maybe podcast group. Let's see here. 6-spot. There we go. Well, it works here. So if I transition to this, and I go back.
I think you've broken it even more now.
Oh, yeah. No, it's all over the place. Everybody's going to see everything. Yeah, no, like, well, this
Well,
is
now
us
we're all
now.
done.
We're now Cloudflare warnings.
Yeah,
Great.
oh, I
Perfect.
was small.
Oh well.
I don't know.
I have never achieved such greatness in my life.
You have become the bigger barcode.
Maybe if I
Yes.
drop out and come back. Hold on.
Blaze it.
Yeah. I'm at 470.
420 blaze it.
I think that is. I think it's ironic that this has occurred after we finished talking about
a game that breaks.
Yeah.
well, a game that breaks, but also a game that backs the Russia.
Yep.
We
They're-
need to
they're
light
out to
some
get you.
incense for the Omnissiah machine spirits.
We're all going to be windowed.
Binary can't.
Ugh. Well, how about we just go ahead and move on here? Like Atomic Heart, don't buy it. I'd encourage you not to. Just because of the ties. If you really appreciate the humanitarian efforts in Ukraine, don't support the anti-humanitarian efforts in Ukraine, please. Plain and simple.
Do you have any self-worth?
Yes.
Don't support on healthcare.
Ah. But let's talk about something different. We've got Valve.
A big trap, one
Yeah.
might say.
It's a trap.
It's a
It
trap.
was.
Me.
So Valve announced that they were able to capture and ban 40,000 user accounts who were with high accuracy cheating for Dota 2.
Yeah.
So from a personal standpoint, I don't understand why you would want to cheat in a multiplayer game other than clout that you're the best, except you cheated. So are you really the best, or you just have the best software?
Best cheating software.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
So what's interesting about this story is how they caught them. They know of an exploit where third-party clients will go through and read the Dota client's memory space. And it allowed the third-party clients to see stuff that a normal player would not. So they patched that, and with this patch, they added in they called it a honeypot, that a player like yourself or what's this? Yeah, I do, Serafina. It's terrible. I don't know what to do about it other than, hi, we're warning screens. Yep, well, show goes on. That's what we do now. This is going to be
this is
immortalized
our
on
existence
YouTube.
now.
Yes,
Yep.
we are errors. Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome. You know, it's
You taking
not
credit?
every day that I get to ruin everything, and I'm very proud of my efforts today.
Error. I have become Toestar.
When I was born, my mom said I was an error.
I was a
Me
happy
I thought it was
little
just an
accident.
accident. I didn't know it was an error.
Yeah, I'm being held hostage right now. So half of us are interesting warnings, and the other half are HTTP warnings. So there it is.
Perfect.
It's
Yes.
It's a
alright.
server side thing. I'm looking at it. Server
Oh, is it?
side. Yeah. Error 521 is server side.
Oh,
Instead of will the all right, it's will the error.
it's awesome.
It should be.
Hell
I would
yes.
prefer if it was error 418.
I'm a teapot.
Yes.
404 Nito Kitty Nut Bound.
Oh,
No, no one can find me. My name means unknown. It's okay.
so
But they had a honeypot set up for these players, and they would go after it. And that's how they got them, more or less.
pretty much. I know that they didn't really release any details, at least from what I found on how they did it, but just know that they found it. You know, if I were to conjecture what they did, they probably had some sort of hidden game mode or something, because I don't know if the software is able to detect particular memory spaces being read outside of the actual client. But I have a feeling whatever it was, to get 40,000 people banned that fast, they had to have like, oh look, new game mode, let's go. And
So they
Go
said in their press release on their blog how they did it, and what they were found is that when people were reporting players for being suspicious, or people doing shoutcast events and having the Overwatch view and seeing players acting really weird, they discovered that some of the trainers people were using and some of the exploits that people were using had access to data that was in the game client, but unreadable under normal circumstances and invisible to the actual player. And these people using this exploit software were actually using that hidden data. So Valve went to the trouble of putting in very specific code into the game client that as you played the game, if you had a cheat that was reading this game code, it was written specifically to be detected for this purpose. So they had 40,000 people get caught, and their cheat programs were reading this code that wasn't supposed to be seen. And once Valve started seeing these accounts using this stuff, it's sort of like, okay, yeah, you're definitely one of these people we need to ban, which I think is freaking awesome.
See? Informed and uninformed opinions. I had no idea. Thanks for that.
I read it.
I just
cheated.
informed myself.
I cheated and read.
Ah.
God damn, you being literate.
I know.
Rubbing in my face. Damn.
I can count to potato.
Is that after tomato or before?
It's after F.
Fuck.
What's an
I can-
F?
I can count to F.
That's hexadecimal.
Exactly, sir.
Oh my god.
I can count to potato and F and 1.
And zeros?
Yes.
Anyways.
Yes.
Binary jokes aside.
So,
Now that we're getting completely off track.
well, I mean, there's
Yeah.
not really much else to talk about other than fuck cheaters. I mean, if you want to, like,
You wanted to get into the earlier. You were saying you don't understand why they do it, and it's probably to get their numbers up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's quite literally is that
Small
self-centered.
PP.
I like
Small
winning.
PP.
It's the only way I can.
well, like,
people
I absolutely
cheating.
don't mind like the cheating in a single player game where it only affects
Mhm.
just you.
Yeah.
You know, you have fun. Like, I remember sitting there before the internet was a big thing. Right, you got your Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine with exploits, and you find that developer console in your favorite game. You're like, oh, developer cheats. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. What are we doing? Big head mode, activate. Like, it was a thing, right?
Yeah, they put fun stuff in there for you.
Yeah, back in the days of Turok and before. So, but yeah,
What
like
the fuck is that?
exactly. Turok
I'm
Dino
sorry.
Hunter. So, yeah, that's actually older than you are. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
My soul, it aches.
It was a fun game too. They had this awesome gun that shot this light beam that created nukes in the distance. It was fantastic. It was like the laser beam Fat Man. It was great. But like, you know, stuff like that was fun, right? It didn't affect no one or anyone. But you start getting into multiplayer games like where code's being passed back and forth, local clients, thing like that. Like, oh man, I can't tell you how many Counter-Strike games I've raged at.
I was about to say CS:GO, Call of Duty, Battlefield. They all have their cheats.
No, yeah, I mean, not even CS:GO, CS, period. Like,
Oh yeah, just CS.
yeah, just the S, and not even like the Source Engine S, like the OG Half-Life Engine S. Like, it's like they don't get me wrong, I don't mind the overhead a lot of the times for some of the anti-cheat software that they have in there. I think there's one called Gaijin, isn't there? Well, I think you it's like Gaijin protection. I know that
I thought they used the one that has like the bear icon, the easy cheat.
yeah, Easy Cheat's another big one that comes through, and it's kind of a blanket thing. I think it's like the Avast of the anti-cheat world. So, but what does that do for the experience for other folks? As a small story, have any of you heard of Combat Arms?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Vaguely at some point in my life.
So Combat Arms is a free-to-play, multiplayer, first-person shooter. Combat-based, think Warzone, but much earlier, right? I think
2008 earlier.
right. Call of Duty clone. It was free-to-play. It was done by Nexon. It was I hated the idea I had to rent my guns, but whatever. There was a exploit that cheaters would use called one position kill, OPK is what they called it. Right, and you knew when anyone was using it, because what would happen is the match would start. You'd come out of your hub, everybody's coming out, bullets are flying everywhere, and you see from one point this rain of bullets come through every wall from one position and just wreck everyone through other walls. Because from your perspective, it looks like bullets are traveling through walls, which isn't supposed to happen. From the cheater's perspective, if you ever go look up on YouTube for one position kill. They actually put themselves above the level, and they have everybody spawn right in front of them. That's the enemy, and they aim at their head, and they just pull the trigger.
Nice.
That is your one position kill. So, I mean, this is a good time to talk about some of the fucked up cheating stories that you have too. Like anybody
Oh
else?
boy.
Oh man. All right, barcode.
We're keeping this to video games, right?
Right?
Uh,
Let me go grab my list of real people, or are we talking about video games?
Correct. That sucks. So, oh man, I loved Punkbuster back in the day as an anti-cheat program because holy shit, did that work?
that was the one that original Counter-Strike used, was Punkbuster.
Battlefield used it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing in how well it worked because it monitored the memory space of the game. Like it actually attached itself to the process itself and would monitor the memory space and see any sort of a program trying to look into it. It would make exceptions, of course, for antivirus, which always has to see what's going on. But it was really good at picking out programs that were cheats. And I used to go to a whole bunch of cheating websites, download all the trainers, and send those zip files to Punkbuster for analysis because I hated fucking cheaters. I was only a ref on a server in an old game called Soldier of Fortune 2, which is where I started my first-person shooters. Was that wonderful game Soldier of Fortune, and we hated cheaters. We'd get them all the time, and they would be banned within minutes, and it was fantastic. And the worst experience I've ever seen with cheating is my buddy was trying to get me to play Counter-Strike, like CSGO. And he's like, come on, Amy, it's a great game. You'll love it. I think you'll have a lot of fun. I'm like, nah, I played the original, didn't really like it. And as far as I remember, Valve's anti-cheat is kind of shitty. And he's like, no, it's not that bad. So the first server we log into, load up, and this guy is getting one-shot kills through the walls on the other side of the map. And he was snap firing too.
Perfect.
I was like, oh, okay, so this is exactly what I thought it would be. Just horrible cheating. And then the other one I have is Soldier of Fortune 3 didn't have any anti-cheat, and it was a console port. And you could tell it was a console port because textures wouldn't mesh up, where they had like the map textures pulled apart a little bit so they could put a trigger item in the ground, but they forgot to move the textures back together to bury it type thing. So you'd have these little separations. You're like, okay, that's gonna be an event trigger when I go through this area. And it was awful. Such bad cheating. Anyways, that's my my entertaining ones.
Yeah. Was it like in every game from like simple games like Minecraft, multiplayer games will even have a lot of cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a whole section of YouTube dedicated to people finding multiplayer cheaters who have what like X-ray mod, I think is what it is. If I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, they have the
game. Why are you cheating at it?
because people are dumb as fuck.
It's like one of the recent times cheating stories that I have is when I was playing Sea of Thieves and had a dude who got onto my galleon and was using an aimbot.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we would spawn in, get killed, spawn in, get killed, spawn in, get killed. And then when he got
Wow.
bored, he sunk the boat.
Well, of course, because why wouldn't you?
Like, oh, you guys can't beat me. Well, because you're cheating.
Yeah.
I believe that humans are inherently good, but those people make me think otherwise sometimes.
Well, they're inherently good at being bad. How about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a good workaround right there.
Everybody's good at something, whether nefarious or not. So,
You were good at you should have been swallowed.
Oh,
God, it's been a while since I heard you say that one.
I think the
I
best
almost
one.
just spit out my fucking coffee.
No. You
Will
better not be
has
when I
not heard
say
me
this.
say that in a while.
My one of my friends told me that his mother told his brother that what was it? You are what's left after all the good parts ran out of me, or something like that. It was.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, you were what's left after what ran down my leg, and that was.
oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like the quote from
beautiful.
Full Metal Jacket. It's like,
Yeah.
looks like the best
Part
part
of you ran down to crack your mama's ass.
Yep. That
Oh
one.
no.
Jeez.
Yeah, that man had some good quotes.
And monetization gone.
That's fine.
That was gone long ago.
That's fine. We're surviving solely on our subscribers and stuff.
Yay, subscriber.
Right.
I'm
Yay.
a subscriber. You should join the subscriber club.
There we
You get
go.
small benefits.
Yeah, like ping the
Like-
cat.
Friends with benefits?
Yes.
No.
Other
Ping
than
is a
that,
derpy
That's a
cat,
jab
man.
at Imy's server. His the role I have in that server is a friend with benefits.
Oh.
Yes, everybody is a friends with benefits in my Discord, or the Discord that I run.
I'm like shooting a glare over at Amy right now.
I mean, at this point, I probably deserve that glare.
Nito, Crit, do you have any cheater stories before we move on?
I don't really.
Game
Honestly, I
cheaters.
don't really-
Game cheaters.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
I was like, I was gonna
Before,
say, if we're talking about cheaters, one of them actually walked into my work today and said, "Oh, hey." I'm like, "Oh, hi, what's your face? I'm doing very well for myself. Okay, now I'm gonna go stock some ATF fluid. Goodbye."
Ooh, what about Jeff Bezos?
No, that's different.
It's a different day of the week.
Different day of the week.
CEO, entrepreneur.
No, I meant him cheating.
Before
Way back when.
Jeffrey.
Bezos.
That song is way too good for what it is.
Oh, Burnham, what the fuck are you expecting?
I wanted it to be a longer version. Okay.
Are there like 2 parts?
I didn't. Is it?
Yeah, I
Well,
thought it was
there
2
is.
parts.
I think it's just the 1 minute thing.
We've been thinking something else.
Does it make me a horrible human being that I was upset when I saw that he made it home?
I was hoping he would bounce.
Oh, from space.
Oh,
What, am I not supposed to wish for someone to bounce?
Man, when I saw the shape of that rocket, I almost wished it didn't work.
Shape of the rocket. Okay, Will, what's going on?
you look like a
Have you not
pee-pee.
seen Jeff Bezos' rocket?
Oh yeah, I think didn't he tell a story about how they should? Yeah, I wanted it pointy just because it doesn't really matter.
No, that was Elon Musk who said he wanted his rockets pointy,
Oh,
and he did
Oh,
it because of
no.
the.
I'm sorry, I
the
confused one
dictator.
millionaire for the other. Sometimes you just can't
Yes,
tell them
it's
apart.
very hard to.
So-
Oh,
to
evil
tell
One of
privileged
Amazon's
white
many
men. Oh my
policies is fuck small businesses, fuck the Amazon, and fuck the planet. So Bezos went, we're going to go fuck space.
Anyway, we're.
Just
Get the
where is
Martians out of
the-
this.
Leave those poor curveballs alone.
I'm gonna post a video. Y'all playing Command and Conquer Red Alert 3, right?
briefly.
Oh,
I actually
there's a
don't
great
play
part.
that many video games, in all honesty.
Well, so you're
Well,
like
there's
a,
Like-
your problem.
you're a student though, so
Well, I mean,
You're
like,
in a podcast talking about video games, and you,
And you
don't
even play.
play
I
video
do.
games?
Okay.
By the way, your
Okay.
thing got fixed.
Heresy.
in their defense, we aren't really we're talking roundabout video games while tackling world issues. Like that seems to be our thing
yeah.
between labor relations to rights of all people, and
And I like to think I'm very. I still. My partner, my fiance, he's basement dweller. If I would let him. Not listening. He's watching you. Can't hear me. But but so he kind of keeps me in the loop with everything, and then I'm also chronically online on Twitter, so I get inundated with everything on there. So
Ooh.
and also with being trans, I'm inundated with a shit ton of Hogwarts bullshit. Should this be a segue into then?
I was just about to say,
then-
perfect segue right there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely, go right ahead. Lead us off.
Oh fuck.
God.
LGBT
Oh,
rallying
man.
transphobic bad turf. Support.
Wizard game bitch.
Oh, don't go support her. She dumb. She bitch. She's stupid.
Absolutely. She should choke on a pretzel and die. I mean, what? I'm ruthless. I'm sorry.
Well, there's actually two pieces of this, and Nito brought it up in the Discord server not too long ago with one of the cracked versions of. It was the weirdest damn thing I ever read.
Oh my Christ.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, don't support the developer, but hey, support me, who are also a turf. Okay, well, no, no, we're not doing that. So the reason why I brought this one up was because a developer out there to satire and to make fun of the entire idea. Hold on, I need to allow. Boop. There we go. I need to make Serafina a VIP. Actually, Amy, can you dig through the mod stuff and see if you can set Serafina to
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, anyway, they created
Ban?
a
No.
no, not banned. we need them.
Bonk.
I pulled out the wrong bat. Okay, so there was a satire video game that was called the Hogwarts Legacy Purchase Simulator, which started out with the CEO of Warner Brothers, I think is what it was, sending you messages how you should buy this game, which is immediately followed up by another person by the name of Ashley, trying to convince you that about purchasing these games is a bad idea because of what J.K. Rowling stands for and things like that. And there's a lot of good articles to back it up inside of the game itself. So while it was tongue in cheek, whereas this back and forth between Warner Brothers, who wants to make money on the game because that again, corporations are not your friends, and other people fighting for rights and saying, "Don't do this. It's a bad idea. You're supporting the wrong people." And it ends with you purchasing the game with J.K. Rowling bitching at you the whole time how you're oppressing women and stuff like that. It's the oddest read. It's no longer available. If you try to go to the website where it exists, it's 404 all the way. But I thought it was an interesting thing out there. But along with that, and this was kind of pushed out today, was don't pirate the game. Like, I understand you don't want to purchase the game because you don't want to support someone who actively wants to remove these folks from the planet or correct them or whatever her views are now. I have no idea. But even the cracked versions, they'll do something like set out a zip. You'll download the zip. It looks about the right size that Hogwarts Legacy would fit in. And you open it up and there's instructions to get the key, play this cracked game. You would need to go to a website and you give your personal information. So, pirating 101. I no longer pirate. Don't trust anything nowadays. People are sneaky. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're going to do something like that, you want to test something out, learn about virtual environments. VirtualBox is free. You can run a quick version of Windows, a trial version of Windows on it, and try it out, right? Go grab it, unzip it inside of the virtual machine, install it. If it runs, if it doesn't do anything terrible, doesn't install anything terrible other than the game, then you're good. Beyond that,
Yeah.
like, don't. I think the demand for the game. The problem is, like, even with Atomic Heart and Hogwarts Legacy, the fact that people are talking about is just calling attention to it, which has made both of those games skyrocket through the charts. I kind of had my reservations of actually talking about this, but it's worth talking about because we have our resident handsome fella.
I get very pissed off when people start discriminating.
Yeah. By the way, you want some very entertaining shit posting, you should totally check out IME21 on Twitter.
I don't know if it's entertaining.
Oh,
I wouldn't go that far.
That's a word for it.
I may not like every one of them, but I read them.
Oh no.
I hate to pull the minority card, but I am also I am the people that she discriminates against.
Yeah,
So-
I fucking hate that. Like, goddamn, that woman needs to choke on a pretzel forever.
Pretty much.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, she's just
She smokes, doesn't she?
Not enough.
Does not have the
She's
badge,
still
so
alive? Not
a-
enough.
Exactly. She's still alive. I have a problem with this. I'm not saying we go murder her because I would be
No,
wrong
absolutely
to.
not.
That's illegal, right?
But I would suggest that heavy smoking might help her.
So wait, what you're suggesting isn't that
Doctor's
we
orders 6
commit
packs a
murder.
day.
Yes.
Is that we just walk up to her house with crates upon crates of her favorite cigarettes.
Yes.
Yes. Or exhaust from a car. I mean, what?
Okay,
Same
so
thing.
let's not talk
Probably
about
shouldn't say that one.
inflicting bodily
Yeah,
harm.
let's-
Let's stay away from that because,
That's a
like,
little too
Okay, we
close.
can just hope that she George Bushes herself and chokes on a pretzel.
there we go. Sure, you can wish self-harm on her, I guess. I don't even know.
Directions unclear. Stuck dick in a toaster.
Yes. There we go.
Toaster.
There we go. We'll just go with it.
Hashtag dick no longer work.
So
Toasty.
let's go ahead and bring this to a close
Oh no! What have I done?
with a round.
You've done quite a
table.
bit.
I've
Terrible
been very
thing.
angry today. I apologize. Actually,
That's-
no, I don't apologize for being angry. Fuck that shit.
Take your
Yeah.
anti-angry barcode bills.
Barcode bills. Well, that goes back to crit chicken burning money, I suppose.
Hey,
No,
come
no.
on now.
Going full
No,
tilt.
no. That's not going to cause angry barcode noises. Transphobes will make me go insanely angry really quick.
Indeed.
Oh, and by the way, I can't VIP people because I do not have permission.
You don't.
I'm
you
not
have,
cool.
Well, you have editor permission. I don't understand. Like, you
Yes,
can, like,
but I can't VIP.
like you could
That
like
is your-
change my entire stream title to balls, balls, balls if you wanted to. What the hell?
We'll be all right. And Amy is really cool. Done. I mean, what?
Nice.
That's the most I can do. I can't VIP somebody. That's not a permission I have, unfortunately.
Aw. All right, well, I'll fix that. Let's start our round
tried.
table off. Start with our guests. Go from the top. If you haven't noticed, I fixed our avatars.
Yay, we're back.
Let's start off with Bomb. Bomb, what you doing? What's going on? When's the grand return of the Redeemer?
I don't know. Working, and I don't know.
You have a March deadline, my guy.
A March
do.
deadline. What's going on
Yes.
with a March deadline?
And
He
I
put
haven't
himself in a
looked
corner.
into it. Yes, I put myself in quite the corner.
Ooh, do explain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want me to give them the quick rundown?
Yes, give them the rundown. On
So
how
he
badly
was
I
making a
screwed
Space
myself.
Engineers thing, and he made a trailer. It's a really good trailer. Like he should get props for that. And he's
It
got this
makes me
little
want to
world
play the
he's
game
building.
again.
Yeah, it is actually really good. But at the end of the trailer, as you do with every trailer, there's whenever the thing is coming out, except he hadn't done anything at the time he released the trailer. So we were
Rip.
sitting in chat, and all of a sudden I was reading. I was like, "Oh, March," and he's like, "Oh, wait, I put a deadline."
Lol. Get
I'll get
wrecked,
wrecked.
nerd.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has until the end of the month, is what I told him.
Yeah. Man, I still need to find voice actors. Still need to write the script. Still need to build the props. Still need to find actors. Yeah.
I think we know a few people.
I think we know someone who likes destroying planets. I don't know if that
Problem.
fits here. I don't
String
know if that fits
planets?
the whole thing. So
If you need
when
a,
I
like
play
a VTuber sounding bitch, just hit me up. I'll be there.
Rockin', the problem I have with Space Engineers, Stationeers, Empyrean, Galactic Survival, all of those kinds of games, I should not be allowed to be near them because Bomb has seen the size of some of the ships I make.
Let's
I tend to
just
make
It's
things
say
that will
dumb.
eat.
It is
When-
dumb.
when we load a game of Space Engineers up, the first question I am often asked is, "Can I consume this?" To which I will turn to him and see his vessel swallowing a whole asteroids. Not little tiny ones, not the medium-sized ones, not even the ones that look like donuts.
No,
moon-sized rocks.
I like to go big or go home, and my plan one day is to eat an entire planet.
Or at least all
We
your RAM.
we loaded up Stationeers, played that for a couple of weeks. I come out of the base after doing some piping work, and he goes, "Bomb, look at this." And I look over, and there's just solar panels into the horizon.
I did was that my 200 by 200 or my
Yes.
400 by 400?
Well, that time it was a 200 by 200. The 400
Yeah.
by 400 crashed the server.
That's right, yes. So I found a really, really quick and dirty way of having the solar panels track the sunlight. So I set up 200 by 200, like this massive area of solar panels, all the wiring, all the transformers needed, and I rewired the entire base to have dedicated transformers for each section of power we needed. And oh, it was beautiful, and it was atrocious at the same time. And well, you've also seen me play Minecraft, for fuck's sakes.
Yes, I'm going to drill to the core. What happens when you get to the core? We expand. What do you mean? The whole planet.
The hole will get bigger until there is nothing left.
Well, I mean, the maximum size you can do with the mining stuff is 64 by 64, so the mineable area is 63 by 63, which still makes it...
You have a bunch of them side by side by side ad infinitum.
I know, it's great, and you have gold transport pipes and everything. Oh, man, it's fantastic.
Oh god, my mind.
I need to show you, Will, I need to show you some of my old Imecraft videos. Those were amazing.
Yes.
Anyway, Yes, when I used to do YouTube before I broke my voice, I had a short-lived series called Imecraft, and Bomb was actually working on a nuclear power plant at the time.
That must be the nuke mod.
It was
Big Reactors mod.
Feed the Beast mod way back in the day.
So it'd be big reactors.
Direwolf.
Yeah.
Bomb, if you want, you've made a trailer for your story. I don't have the link on me. I think you should be able to paste a link into chat. If not, I can fix it.
I go YouTube now. Brr.
There we go. Let's go ahead and move on while you do that. Nito, what's going on with you? You just started your streaming career.
Career, if you want to call it that. It's really just me just shitting out it, pretty much. I'm just sitting there playing either Monster Hunter World or started playing the Telltale series of The Walking Dead, the 2012 version.
Ooh.
I've never seen or read The Walking Dead. I just saw some angry Scottish guy playing it on YouTube, and I was like, I want to play that, so I started playing it.
That's fantastic.
That's the best introduction to it. Angry Scottish guy.
That's how
And, storyline, I fell in love with Clementine, the little girl that you're with the entire time. She reminds me a lot of my little sister.
Oh.
It's just like, ugh. Yeah. For Christmas, my fiance, never knows what to get me. That was weirdly phrased. He never knows what. He's bad with gifts.
Words you good, yes.
Yes. So I usually just tell him what I want, and I got me my VTuber model for Christmas. And then for our anniversary, our anniversary just passed this Monday. We've been together for 6 years. Which is insane.
Yay!
Congratulations.
And
Congrats.
then we got engaged December
very
23rd.
Yay!
He's a dork. I love him though. So
it's fantastic.
Good stuff.
So for our anniversary, he paid for the rigging of it, because getting the model and the rigging are two separate things. Sometimes the model creator can do the rigging, but the one that I went with couldn't. But by the end of March, my rig should be done, and I should be able to do my debut on that. I just didn't want to wait till March to start getting around on stream on Twitch.
Fancy.
Well, look.
So you didn't really touch on it. Sorry, you didn't really touch on it, but the transphobic, the transphobic pirated version of Hogwarts Legacy. I just kind of want to bring some more attention to it.
Sure, go for it.
Here's just this person. Everyone was really excited when they made their original post about it. She goes by Empress, which, looking back on it, it's really telling, in my opinion, what she thinks of herself. But she was very just angry with it. But it turns out she was angry with it because Hogwarts Legacy is using gosh, I'm sitting far too back. Hold on. De Nouveau.
De Nouveau. That's no stranger to this podcast.
Their Hogwarts Legacy is using that as their anti-cheat or whatever, and she really hates that. A lot of trans people were really excited about, because they thought she was an ally. And then she posted a completely unhinged, transphobic, homophobic rant, pretty much saying that I agree with J.K. Rowling on all of her political stances. I just don't like anti-cheat software. And it just came out of left field, in my opinion.
Oh, I have the
'Cause-
perfect sound for this.
Cringe. It was cringe, father.
Yes. Holy fuck. I'm an
But
ally.
yeah.
Let me go on an unhinged rant about how I'm not. God fucking damn it.
She never really claimed to be. People just assumed. To give her credit, I guess. I don't know. She never
Gross.
claimed to be.
Yeah.
It was just people assumed because it was the wizard game. And everyone talks about like the transphobic parts of it, of it just being J.K. Rowling, and that no one really has been touching on the anti-Semitic pieces that are in the game.
Oh, in the universe, you mean?
Yeah, in the universe, but it's very
the anti-Semitic bullshit. Holy Christ!
It is
from goblins
because
being
the gobos.
Oh my
sorry,
God.
the goblins
Yeah.
are main focus, the focal point of this game. So it's just a lot more prevalent. Yeah. So.
I haven't
Yeah, I
played the
just
game,
wanted
so I couldn't
to.
pick that out. I haven't even
Yeah.
read. I'm trying not to give as much attention to this game, but it keeps coming through the goddamn news feed. It's just
Well,
like,
and the worst part about that is there's I can't pronounce the name of the horn, and I will not
Yep, I know
pronounce the name
exactly
of
what
the
you're
horn.
talking about.
But it's a horn that is used in synagogues for various Jewish holidays and celebrations. Yom Kippur, I think, is one of the times it's used. And anyways, you blow the horn, and it's made from a sheep's horn. And this horn, there's a horn exactly like this in the game. And it's basically in a painting on a wall, and it's basically reducing the entire Jewish religion and Jewish faith to annoying people, because the flavor text for this fucking painting is that it's this horn in the universe of Harry Potter is kept in an inn called the Hog's Head Inn, and if you know anything about Jewish religion, they don't eat pork, so
that
that's
is not kosher.
exactly. And then, of course, there's gorgonzola cheese shoved in the horn to make it not as loud, so it doesn't annoy the wizards and everybody else. And of course, gorgonzola is again not kosher.
They could have chose so many other cheeses, but they chose a non-kosher one.
Well, and they could have chosen like even a bugle.
Like they could have just called it generic cheese.
Well, they could have used a fucking bugle and stuck it in the Hog's Head Inn, and nobody would have cared, because then you're not using a Jewish religious symbol and storing it in an inn that is a pig's head.
Or a tuba full of blue cheese.
We could probably have a whole podcast based on the atrocities that J.K. Rowling has unleashed upon the world from her brain ball.
She could have just put a fucking jar of mayonnaise on there, because that's an instrument, right?
Mayonnaise and a trumpet.
Yeah, let's push this forward a little bit. We could talk about this more after we shut this off because I don't want the podcast
right.
to be 2 hours long.
The last thing I want to bring up is that my partner and I, because I've been pestering Lumi about this every time I remember.
Oh yeah, go for it.
My partner and I, we went out to a movie tonight. We saw Cocaine Bear.
Let's see that movie. Was it good?
It is exactly what you think it's gonna be.
Perfect.
Like nothing. Yes, yes. You are paying for you're getting what you pay for. It's I don't do horror movies. It's not. It's bad. It's like not that bad.
Is it like the good kind of awesome cheesy bad could become a cult classic type of bad, or is it just
No, the effects aren't cheesy.
Just string cheesy.
Effects aren't cheesy. They're pretty good in my opinion.
God damn it.
But
You're just cheddar because he didn't come up with it.
Hey, Cajun's probably
So
in
I
his
assume y'all
hotel
like
getting
it.
drunk right now because of that. God damn it.
Fuck.
I'm sharp, but extra
As
creepy.
attacked.
So sharp, you have edges.
So all in all, what was it? Was it at least the okayest movie you've seen, or was it just
well,
like
I think it was really good in my opinion. It wasn't like it's not gonna win any Oscars or Emmys or whatever the fuck movies get.
it wasn't your Lord of the Rings, but
Was it full of holes?
Well, someone gets shot in the head, so yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
So
That
it's
is
not Swiss
perfect.
Army Man. Gotcha.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, it's
smashing
really
it.
gory. It's insane. It's amazing. I enjoyed it. I'll never watch it again. I loved it.
yeah, for
It's a
those,
one and
I
done.
would
Gotcha.
recommend it.
for those
Well,
listening,
some
and I'll
people
even
could probably. It has rewatchability in my opinion. I just don't rewatch gore because I absolutely adore Psycho Goreman. I can never watch it again.
for those listening, if you need the history on Cocaine Bear, we talked about it last Saturday. I'll put a card or something in the upper right-hand corner that you can click and go directly to that part about Cocaine Bear and its historical stuff. But anyway, go ahead.
It's movie is nothing like the actual thing because that bear died within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Simultaneously the strongest creature on the planet and the most high creature on the
Do you
planet.
think that movie came about because of how popular the meme got?
Probably.
Maybe.
Or it just
I was
came
just
out
thinking
because of
that.
how popular cocaine is. I mean, I love cocaine.
Or
I
bears.
hate
Oh.
cocaine.
I love
just
the
love
smell
way
of it.
You love
Yeah.
that?
I don't like cocaine. I just like how it smells.
Why did we both?
I mean, you got this like little white thing under your nose.
That's confectioner's
we
sugar.
do not condone doing drugs often.
Often.
Smoke some weed,
No
you'll be
illegal
fine.
substances.
That's right. In order to stay kosher and monetizable, we don't condone doing drugs.
Oh, right, yes.
Yes.
Stupid monetizing.
That's right. This is all in satire and parody. You see
Yes.
nothing.
For legal purposes, this is a joke.
Yes. Disclaimer.
I never say anything serious.
Well,
Have you met me?
Yes.
hold on. So,
Someone tweeted-
Cocaine Bear, awesome. J.K.
Yes,
Rowling,
it's great.
terrible.
No,
Bad.
Yeah.
Empress, what the fuck.
Yeah.
And Nito has a new VTuber rig coming up. Will, what's going on with you? When is your streaming debut? When can we expect your fancy tree of Gondor gracing the presence of Kick or Twitch or YouTube or wherever you decide to be?
More than likely, I'm probably going to start doing Twitch whenever I do random games here soon. But that requires me to actually start being on social media because up to this point, I'm one of the few 20-year-old-ish people that has no online presence barring this.
You know what? And that's okay. Honestly, that's probably for the best.
Have you seen what's out there, sir?
Oh yeah, I look
I'm
at Twitter
permanently
once, and
online.
then I didn't again.
I spend too much time on Twitter.
The internet
Yeah.
for very few things.
Oh, well.
I could end this podcast, Lumi, for you as with an actually, if you would like to start it off and end it with the same.
Actually?
Actually.
Actually?
But more than likely, what I'm going to end up doing when I do stream, because I am, is
That's fine.
it's going to be random video games, everything from like what we did the other day with GTFO to
Oh, that was fun.
strategy games like probably Red Alert 3 because I really like that game as bad as it is.
Makes sense to
I
me.
like the Red Alert 2. You can just hold off everybody with one single rocket turret.
Oh yeah.
So broken.
If there's anything I can do to
Anyways.
help you, Will, you just let us know.
Yeah.
We'll get you started. Maybe we can pair you up with BombRedeemer and make his movie come to life.
Yes.
Hey,
please.
I already offered my voice for it as
Hold him hostage.
There you go.
Make him do it.
hostage. You're now tied to the tree, and you have to stay by the tree.
And I'm a
am
cat, so I'll
free.
sit on you and you can't move, or you'll wake me up and I'll be mad.
There we go.
Correct.
Only cats are allowed to sit on people.
And I am a
Goddamn
munchkin.
cat.
Meow.
So before we move on to the crit code, do give BombRedeemer a follow on Twitter at video_redeemer. Nito the Kitty you wouldn't believe it, at Nito the Kitty on Twitter. And you can follow Will by telepathy by thinking really hard.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Hey, no problem. Amy, Crit Chicken, what's going on in your world?
Just been working a lot, and I've actually been introducing the barcode to crosswords.
Oh,
Yes, that is a fun show. I'm enjoying it.
Crosswords?
Oh, you're not
Crossword.
actually. Oh. I thought you were just giving him like those crossword books and telling him,
It's
like,
just like,
what I thought.
I,
do
mean,
it.
I know you don't like the New York Times, but you got to see this. Come check this out. Here's a
And this is also a
Word.
special feature of Sudoku.
Crossed swords. I think I tried to get the wife to watch that, and it kind of petered out pretty quick. I enjoyed it. She didn't, and so it just kind of left there. I might finish it. It was who did that animation? Because it sounds familiar.
I mean, Seth Green's in there. I mean, if it's any indication of how lewd it is, there's been a lot of notable characters, like voices that we've heard from, like Housebroken or whatever, that one animated show about the dogs or whatever.
Oh yeah.
oh,
So
yeah.
there's that guy as the clown. I don't know. I enjoy it.
Yeah, now I have to finish it. I completely forgot it existed. I have a Hulu subscription. I can go do that sometime tomorrow or this week.
It's so fun.
It's good. I really enjoy it.
I need to watch the new season of Disenchanted.
You know, the middle kid and I, when we're waiting on the bus, we actually sit in the car, and we blast my phone Netflix to Disenchanted, and I think we're at like season 3, we're episode 8 or so right now, and he's really enjoying it. That's the thing we do while we wait for the bus is to yeah.
I don't think Amy wants to watch that show, honestly.
I tried getting into it and I couldn't.
You know, after you get past like the first 5 episodes, it starts picking up because a lot of it
Yes.
is just classic tropey Matt Groening Bender, like it's. But once it starts coming into its own and things start getting really fucked up, it's like, oh, okay, this is why it became good. It wasn't the front stuff. It's kind of like Game of Thrones, where like you have to make it past the 3rd episode before you're like, oh, that was a setup. Now it got fucked up. Okay, all right, I understand what's going on now, and it's just.
And if you've seen a lot of Futurama, there are a shit ton of Easter eggs that relate back to Futurama
So
in
if
the
you
show.
so if you can stomach past like the first 4 or 5 episodes, because they are 30 minutes apiece, I mean, it'll carry you through because you're like, ooh, what happens next? Ooh, what? I mean, science.
piece of
What's
candy.
science? You know, I mean, it's pretty good. Other than that, anything
Cool.
else on the docket there, Crit? Anything you're gonna expose him to? How have you brought him into Trigun yet?
A little bit. I don't think he's really that interested in anime.
It's not even real anime.
I
either.
watch
It's
it
like,
because she
Excuse
watches
me?
it.
well,
I watch
the
it because
one,
you
Not-
want to.
yes.
So
Not real anime?
The
What?
OG, the OG one, yeah.
Those are fighting words.
Go watch JoJo.
Oh God, I couldn't. It started to get into the level ridiculous where I was like, nope. And of course, you're also talking to the same person who made it like 580 episodes into One Piece. It's like I can't do
Oh
this.
my god.
You made
seriously?
500 and then stopped?
Yes. And I heard it gets good afterwards, but that's what I heard after 100 and 200 and 300, and it's good. I'm like, wait, it gets better? Oh, yeah, you got to keep going. I'm like, it started possessing my life.
Cringe.
Yes, cringe.
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 No.
Cringe.
See?
No.
Told you.
So, cool. Anything else? Playing anything interesting with him, or just catching up on movies and doing the work thing?
Just mostly doing work thing.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very grueling.
I mean, anything on your front besides the group activities?
I'm going to be doing some Kerbal Space Program 2 very soon. I'm going to wait for a few of the bugs to be taken out first. And I'm
Those are features.
currently... What's that?
Those are features.
Yeah,
Works.
like that. Yeah. How about you just come in on Saturday? Because you're going to need to work that day now. But no, other than that, that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I'm going to be introducing Reyna to what's it called? XCOM 2, which I've been having all kinds of problems with and success with. So basically, the people who are maintaining all the Warhammer 40k mods have stopped maintaining those, so they are no longer compatible. So I really can't use those anymore, which is kind of a shame because I really enjoyed those mods. But I'll find some new mods and play it. But even if I don't use any new skins, because most of it's just cosmetics, there's a ton of quality of life mods that I've installed, which are great. So I'll at least introduce her to that part.
Cool. In my world, I just got off of vacation. Yesterday was the last day. So I go back to work Monday. I've done all kinds of things. I realized how handy I am at making bots. That's one thing. I picked up X4 Foundations, and so far, I know, Bomb, you were asking about it, but it really is a choose your own adventure in space. Like, you just pick the young gun, I think, is the scenario, and it just drops you on a space station, and it's just like, go.
So
Go do stuff. Yeah, except you can actually walk out. Well, you can walk outside the ship now in Elite Dangerous.
Yes, you can. It'll just cost you $40.
Yeah, well, this doesn't cost you $40. It's a single player experience. But you can do the whole space trucking thing. You can go out and do bounties. You can go exploring and hunt like you can in Elite Dangerous. But in Elite Dangerous, can you run a fleet of ships?
A fleet?
A fleet.
With coordination, yes.
Well, yeah, with coordination. You can actually hire NPCs to fly your transport freighters, your miners, your combat escorts, the whole thing. It's really wicked. And this is on top of you can build your own space station, and I'm looking forward to that.
Can you mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you destroy whole planets mining?
I don't think they have Planet Destroying. Of course, I haven't played that far yet. I played just far enough to go, whoa, this is much deeper than I thought it was going to be. I need to sit down. Like, it was pretty overwhelming.
I mean, here's a new space game. I'm the immediate thought. Can you build Death Star?
Can I eat the planet?
I would like to consume the planet, please.
Zoom.
I do kind of want to stream that bit of it, but I've been too busy. I meant to do it yesterday. I never did. Yeah, do that. Throw on some country because we can go space trucking for a little bit and go exploring because you can't have good road trip music without country. So that's it. That's what I got. That's what I'm doing. Still working on the website. It'll be finished soon.
Trademark.
Yay. Website.
But if you want to see the placeholder, udpbroadcast.com. You can listen to us everywhere on every podcasting platform you can possibly think of that my RSS feed reaches through anchor.fm/UDP Broadcast. You can find a repository of all of our previous episodes on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Luminary Weekly. And you should join our Discord server. We have the best news aggregator bot on the planet. At least for gaming news, because I made it that way. So, that being-
Shameless self-promotion.
absolutely. No, like it's a thing. Other than
Is it
that,
shameless?
I think this is the marker I'm going to use to go ahead and stop the actual podcast, and we'll just move into the post show. So, everyone, we'll see you again next week. Enjoy your week if you're listening to this in the future.
Why?
Hello, future people.
Bye.